Hey, my name's Cody Neal. I'm the head football coach at Alexander High School. Just kind of talk about our program just a little bit. Our guys have been working extremely hard in the last almost full year right here. Our kids have improved their weight room numbers. Big thing for us right now is our numbers are higher than they were last year. We're over 100 players. We're almost at 40 freshmen. One thing we're excited about this year is we'll have our own freshman football staff. We'll have 5 coaches that are geared towards just for those players. So, sometimes freshmen, they come up and they get kind of lost in the mix as far as having to run scout teams and things like that. That's not going to happen at Alexander. Our kids will have a full year of developing with their 5 coaches. That'll be geared just for them. They'll practice separate from our varsity guys. So, they're focused on running our offense, our defense, getting a full year of development before they get thrown in with the older guys, the sophomore crowd right there. But it's been a really good off season for us so far. One thing this year we've been able to implement is our leadership council. Last year, I think during the season, when we ended the season, we came up with our leadership council. I think we had 10 guys. We've expanded that number to 16. So now we have 16 players, sophomores through seniors that are now our leaders of the team. Then one fun thing that we do is we split our kids up into teams in the off season and let them compete with each other as far as weight room numbers, academics. If a kid gets 100 on a math test, that teacher emails us. And then we kind of give them points so they're allowed to compete during the off season. It's something that's really helped us out, giving our kids a voice. You don't always just want to be the same person talking as far as a coach goes. We want this to be a player-led team. And Coach Hoggart, our offensive line coach, offense coordinator, he runs our weight room. He's done a phenomenal job with that right there. Very pleased with that. Again, we're just excited about the future of Alexander football. We truly feel like we're on the right path. It's one of the younger teams that I've ever been around. I think we only have 15 or 16 seniors right now. So we're very excited about the future of where we're going. We're going to play some young guys this year, but we know it's going to pay off big time, and they're coming along very quickly. So,
Coach, I remember talking with you last year again, preluding your first season, and you're just talking about the things that you're trying to just start implementing. So, man, you touched on some of it in your introductory comments, but what would you say are what's the biggest advantage of all those things that you've been able to now implement after a full year? Now you got a full off season to put those things in place. What is the big what's the big advantage of having all of that in there?
I think right now it's just our kids understand the standard of what we're looking for. This time last year, like I was telling the Den podcast over there, when I got hired in the mid-March, I got in the building around spring break. We're trying to put a staff together. We're trying, we didn't have an off-season program because by the time we're there, we got 2 weeks, and then it's spring football time, and then it's summertime. So, being able to have an off-season program for us as far as, teaching our kids accountability, how to live, how to pack on the muscle, how to do those things there. It's just been our kids look different. Our kids, or their weight room numbers have all gone up as far as a team, individual. Everything is moving in the right direction for us. And is really just, we had the off season. That's the main thing. This time last year, we're still trying to learn kids, we knew their names, but okay, are you a safety? Are you a quarterback? Are you a receiver? Now we've been here for a year, a little over a year now, so we know them a little bit better, and we've seen them grow, so we get them in better spots, be more effective.
Looking majority of the teams other than Douglas County in the same region, kind of talk about how that continues to build a rivalry, and everything, and talk about that y'all, that the games mean even more.
Yeah. When you're playing the in-county schools, as everybody knows, that's it's a friendly rivalry, I guess you could say that. These kids, they go to school with each other. They've played anywhere from the Bill Arp Falcons all the way up through each other. They played football, baseball, basketball. So, it's kind of, it gets very heated sometimes, but at the end of the day, I think they're all pretty much friends, but they want to beat up on each other. So now you add the fact that it's a region game, so now it means even more. So, last year when we played Lithia Springs, it wasn't a region game, but it was, a very heated contest right there. But now it's a region game, so now that means a playoff spot is on the line right here. So it just makes it even more. So I think those games are going to be a little bit more intense this year for sure.
You guys jumped off to a fast start last year, 2-0, and then kind of hit towards that region slate. And it got a little tough for you. What do you feel like you see differently in this team and its development that maybe you get into some of those games this year maybe win some, but even if not, compete a little bit tougher.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's going to be from our season program and lifting the right way, doing things the right way. Our kids are bigger now. Last year, like you said, we started off 2-0. We hit Sandy Creek on game 3, and I think we had 4 players right there that went out. And so our depth just went downhill. And now here comes the region games, and we're down 4 or 5 guys, and we're having to play some guys that were too young. I think we ended the year last year starting 5 freshmen.
Wow.
So, it's all, that's kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time, because, playing a freshman, they're probably not ready, but also it bodes well for the future here. So we're still going to be extremely young, but now they've got a year of football under their belt. So now they kind of understand. They're not just getting thrown in there like, what is varsity football? I was playing at Mason Creek last year, and now all of a sudden I'm blocking somebody from Douglas County. That's never going to be good for anybody, right? But now they've been there and they've done that. They've seen it. They've gotten bigger, faster, stronger. They understand our standard at Alexander, so we feel like we'll be more, better prepared for the long haul.
Talk about, it's 2024, 23 behind the excitement of the new year. Just talk about the excitement.
Yeah, we're extremely excited. Like I was telling them over there, in the summertime, we went to the UGA 707. Out of 40 teams, I think we were ranked 7th. We were able to go there, made the second round of the playoffs there. Actually won a playoff game in 5 overtimes over there at UGA. So that was really good to go in there, get to play in Sanford Stadium. We went to the Rockmart padded camp, which you guys know Rockmart. They're a great school. Played in Bremen. Some other teams are a little bit smaller, however, just powerhouse teams that are used to winning. So, we're going up against guys that are used to winning. Our kids went, they held their own. We won some. We had some challenges on some others, but we feel like our kids are ready to go this year, and especially just being a year older, a year stronger. We've got some guys that have came out that are helping us out. We've got 2 basketball players that are out with us now. They're going to be playing some receiver, maybe some defense for us. So, our basketball program is top notch. So if you get 2 of those guys out on the football field, you've got an athlete advantage right there. So we plan on trying to take care of, use that to our advantage. So we're excited. We're excited about the year. We're ready to go.
Okay. Well, just go ahead.
Just quickly, how many offense and defensive starters you got back?
Offense and defensive starters that we got back. Let's see. Offensively, I'll speak from them. Let's see. I would say that we have 7 or 8. Just off the top of my head, obviously losing Jalen Mack, who's kind of a offense and defensive player. I'll count him in there. Tenacious Taylor, some guys like that were there. The Bryson Fortners, Eli Rowells, those guys that were playing. But for the most part, our offense is back. And the one thing that's exciting for me is I think right now, if we had to play today, I think we only have 3 seniors on offense. So it's going to be a group that's going to continue to grow and, and continue to try to put as many points on the board as we can. Defensively, let's see, defense, I want to say that they lost maybe 4 or so. So again, it's another young group that we'll have. Defense, I would say right now we've got the older kids on our team on defense right now. I'd say they have more of the juniors and seniors, and right now our offense is probably more sophomores and juniors right now. So I would say our defense, we're looking at them to kind of carry us a little bit until our offense can get going and start adding that blocks to the board.
I know sometimes as coaches, y'all don't like these questions asking me. Who are some guys that you feel like really individually will kind of take a couple of steps forward, and maybe when people watch them play, they'll raise some eyebrows. Listen to.
Yeah, I'll go with defense over there. A guy that's with us here today is Justice Lester. He played every game for us last year at linebacker. I would say maybe a little bit overshadowed by Ty Griffin, who went to Berry last year, but Justice has really stepped up to where I think people are going to know his name now for sure. He's going to help us out on offense a little bit too, as far as running the ball a little bit. So he's definitely come a long way. And I think just our guys that are coming back on the offensive line with Josh Hagler, CJ Lovelace, some of those guys right there, just, being a year older, going from a junior to a senior, naturally you're going to be a better football player. But those are guys that have really taken the next step for us. Also, looking at some of our receivers right there, Bradley Peterson, who was a sophomore last year. Now he's showing up playing in the slot. He'll be a junior. Looks like a completely different player right now this time last year. A lot of it is just they're just getting a little bit older, so they feel more confident being a junior playing against seniors than they were a sophomore against those seniors. So we've got several guys that we're excited about.
Absolutely. You talk about, the youth on the team, a lot of building, looking ahead to the future. Do you put in terms of this year, when you talk team goals, do you put them a win number, or are you saying, hey, let's try to get to like what are our team goals even in the midst of a rebuild?
Right. Our goal is always going to be to make playoffs. And, that's always going to be, that's how we judge ourselves. That's how I'm going to be judged, I know, as a head coach. So we certainly feel like getting into the playoffs is a possibility for us, and so, I don't really want to put a win number right there, 6-1, whatever, we don't really do that because, I think last year somebody in our region, they made the playoffs with 3 wins, so you just never know how that stuff goes. Especially when you get into injuries and weather and things like that, so many things you can't control. But I would say a team goal for us is definitely if we find a way to get into the playoffs this year, we're going to be really excited about where we're headed for sure. All right, we're going to bring up Hunter Joyner right here. Hunter plays defensive line, tight end. He's number 1 for us right here. He's going to be a senior this year, expecting big things out of him. Chris Hutchinson coming up right here. All right, he's number 6. He's coming to us from the basketball team here, so he starts on our basketball team as well, just to speak to his athleticism. He's going to play wide receiver, probably a little bit of defensive back for us as well. All right, Jalen Kemp's going to be a senior. He's number 24. He'll play some defensive back for us. He's new to the program, so we're excited about what he's going to bring to us. Ethan Mando right here, number 32, plays defensive line for us. He's going to be a senior as well. We expect some big things from him on the defensive line. Justice Lester, number 34. All right, it's one of our guys that started last year. He's going to play linebacker, play all special teams, and probably tote the rock a little bit for us on offense as well. Josh Hagler's coming back to us. He was our starter at center last year, so he'll be playing offensive line for us, moving him around. He's got the ability to play anywhere on the offensive line, so we'll kind of see where he ends up, what works out best for us. Luke Keller is going to be a junior. He's number 52 right here. He also plays center and some guard for us, so gives us some versatility on the offensive line there. Jason Dubree, we're hoping to get him back fully healthy. All right, he plays offensive line for us as well. He missed all of last year with some knee injuries, but we're excited to get him back, get him going. All right, CJ Lovelace, he is back. Number 71, he played every game at right tackle for us last year. He will be a senior. Always great to have that experience coming back on the offensive line, guys that have played a full year, so getting CJ back is huge for us. And then we're adding Jalen Haynes. He's new to the program. Finally got him to come back out and play some football for us after a year of recruiting the hallways. Finally got Jalen to come back out. So these are our guys here that we brought today. We're real excited about them. A lot of these guys are on our leadership council, so they're kind of an extension of the coaching staff right here. So all these guys, we appreciate them coming today. Very proud of them.